Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing just fine. Here at the corner of Millam and South Westnedge, the property over here on the corner I did a little video on the other day. They're going to be raising that and building a restaurant there. There's a big update to this. I'll be right back up here. Just hold on. The neighborhood right here, the home on the corner, the brick home, and the little neighborhood down here. You see this little brick home is for sale, but they wanted to buy that as well as this home right here next to it, these two properties, and raise them and turn that into part of the parking lot of the Raising Cane's chicken shop or restaurant that's going in there. And the neighborhood here, swell little neighborhood, been here a long time, well established. They put their foot down and said, no, we don't want this rezoned. The landowner back there wanted it rezoned commercial, and to do that, and sure enough, it is not going to be rezoned. They're going to be leaving it residential. And so the landowner of the corner up there, including that little upholstery shop, we'll take a closer look at that in a second, he went another direction. We'll look at that shortly. And again, here's the little brick home on the corner. It is for sale. There's the little upholstery shop. Be right back. Of course, not only that little home right there would have been raised and the one next to it, but all those pine trees would have been cut down. And yes, this little, I call it, it was an upholstery shop. I believe it is a beauty parlor now, or a beauty shop. And then of course the ice cream shop and the Little Caesars next door on the corner right here, that's all going to be raised. Okay, and I mentioned that he went a different direction with a parking lot, and we'll look at that direction. Of course, over here on the corner where McAllister's is, that's where the studio lounge was. That was raised, and they built Panera Bread there. They moved farther south on Westnedge here, and built into about a double-sized facility, brand new, and McAllister's went in here. The other corner here, back in the day, was a gas station. It was raised. Fanny Farmer went in there. She's gone. Well Now is there. And on and on. I shall be right back. Okay, the other day I showed you this facility, the tattoo parlor, and before that the radio station. I can't remember what it was before that. I believe it was a beauty parlor at one time, but don't quote me on that. But yes, the company that owns the corner owns a lot of properties around Kalamazoo and so forth, very well known. They also bought the tattoo parlor, and so that is going to be raised as well. They also approached the Vac World, and the gentleman that owns that owns it, rents it from no one, loves the location, has been there 50 years. Remember we talked about that, so you can see it's a converted home, and like I mentioned before, it's a dandy business. There are two more businesses that were set in homes next to it here. This one's still a home next to the wholesale cabinet shop. And then of course Peace, Love, and Little Donuts, and the only other existing home along here. There they are. But this one right here is going to be raised, and that's going to be the extension of the parking lot. They had a great map, layout, and elevation what this property was going to look like if they bought and got that rezoned behind it with those two homes. You can just see one of the homes peeking through right here between the wall of Vac World and the Vac World sign. You can see the brick home behind there, behind the pine trees. That would have been raised along, like I mentioned, with the pines. And just for the parking. Nope, now it's going to be the little tattoo parlor there, and they're reconfiguring it all around, and that'll be parking. Yup. And again, you know, it's a new business in town, and a town that we have lost, in the last 3.5 years, probably close to 30 restaurants have left town. Westnedge Street here is the main artery here in the Kalamazoo area, and just south of here, an old Burger King, been in business for a long time, closed for a while and renovated the whole building, making it like a brand new King down there. So there's a little investment going on along here on Westnedge. But yes, we hope everything goes well. And again, there's the Vac World. I mentioned Vac Shack in the last video. That's another establishment here in Kalamazoo. It's been here a long time as well, in a different part of town here. And it too is located in an old Kalamazoo storefront. So, yep, we're covered with our Vacs. And there's going to be more chicken over here. That's right. When that was a 7-Eleven, I lived in the apartments back here. I was single, and came in there one evening, and the young lady that was working the counter was getting razzed by a couple of dudes. And I walked in there, and she kind of looked at me, and the one guy kind of looked at me, and I walked up. I says, hey, you know, why don't you leave this gal alone? The one guy said something, and so I had to clean the house. That's all I'm going to say about that. You know, every time I went in there after that, I couldn't, my money was no good. I felt uncomfortable, so I never went back. And it wasn't long, and the place was turned over into a whole nother thing in there, restaurant for a while, and then the Little Caesars. And yes, those guys, they got up and walked away and ran off into the evening. And I drove off and went home. Didn't even have to wash my hands. And sometimes, you know, it's just how you grab a hold of clothing and, you know, kind of, I don't know, dance with them a little bit. All right, a little story from that area of my life. I forgot all about till I was sitting here talking to you about this. You only remember the good things. Have a great day. We'll probably come down here and watch these people tear this thing down or something, see what it looks like. See if that big tree, I'm sure that big tree right there's got to go. There's no way they could keep that. Yep, and it's kind of dying out too up in the top and so forth. Yep. All right, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for telling all your friends and neighbors. Those of you that you haven't had any problems with them, like backlash or anything, have you? Good, I didn't think so. See you in the next one.